Reptile Barn. Today we're just going to do a good old-fashioned feeding video. We're only going to do our snakes. I feel like even though we've mostly got snakes, most of the time I show something eating, it's a lizard. I already fed the lizards earlier, so today we're just going to do snakes. Although the lizards did get pinkies today, which was pretty cool. I like giving them things other than the dubias. But I don't do it very often, so I guess I should have shown it on camera, but I didn't. But we're going to feed all the snakes in our collection that will eat. This is actually kind of the lull in the year for us. We're almost out of babies, so there's not nearly as many baby ball pythons to feed, and many of our adults are still not eating. Females are ramping up for ovulations. Adults in general just kind of don't eat during the winter, especially the tail end. So some of them have already started back on food, but many haven't. So we'll go ahead and thaw out our rats, and I'll show you guys some eating snakes. Alright, we've got our rodents out, nice and thawed. I always like to feel around in the middle of them, make sure there's no icy patches in the middle that can hurt your snakes, so always be aware of that, you who feed frozen thawed. And all of you who claim that it's so much safer, make sure you make it clear that it has to be fully thawed out, otherwise it's not safer. Got one little rabbit, a couple of mice, one gerbil, and a bunch of live mice. So I've talked about this before. Here at the Reptile Barn, we have not got the ability to breed rats. We just aren't allowed. Our city does not allow any rats of any sort. So my animals that will not take frozen thawed, I am left with basically live mice to offer them, which stinks. Many of these animals, if not all of them, would take live rats if I had them, but I don't. So I give them live mice. That's why you see so many live mice in that bucket, because I got adult ball pythons, a few, that are eating live mice. And as you can imagine, a snake that's used to getting, a large rat every week has to eat 6 mice to make up for it. Anyway, so let's get to it. Grab some tongs and hit it up. We'll start with the Dominicans, the boas. Yep, she sees. She's coming out, or she smells rather. See her right there, coming out. Here comes the boy. He knows too. Whew, peed all over the place. I just did snake check today already. He's curious about the camera, but there he goes. Ah. Good job, Big Dan. Such a beautiful animal. Such a beautiful animal. Interesting. Guys, I have never seen this before from her, ever. It's so interesting. So guys, I've never seen that out of her. The Dominican boas have eaten like clockwork for me since we got them. The male has gone off feed the last 2 winters. The female, little Ann, has never gone off feed. Several weeks ago, she took about a 4-week break from food. That was the first time since we got her that she had ever missed a meal, ever. In shed, out, it didn't ever matter until then. I was very excited because I had high hopes that that indicated she might be gravid. But then she started eating again, so I thought, oh, maybe not. But she took 2 or 3 more meals, and now she's not eating again, or she's at least thinking about not eating. So I'll leave it there. I'll check periodically, see how she's doing with it. But I'm very excited. This is a good thing, not a bad thing. I know it's weird when your animal doesn't eat and you're excited, but when you're hoping to get babies, it's exciting. Let's move on here. Oh boy. I'm going to go ahead and get some live mice in. I'm not going to show you guys that, so I'll be right back. Alright, got mice in with a bunch of ball pythons. Let's go ahead and feed Ursula. She's deep in shed, which is why it's all sprayed down, but if I can find her, she's buried right now. I'll bet she'll eat. She always does. Oh, I'm lunging out. She can smell the mice. There she goes. She'll take that down real quick. In the meantime, I'll feed George. In an upcoming vlog, we're going to show you the sweet new cages we're getting for these guys. These first ones were very minimalist. Oh, can hear some mice in the tub back there fighting. I'll have to break them up. Oh, they stopped. But yeah, so we went back and forth on whether to start these guys out in their big awesome cages or to start them in little tubs and move them up. Several breeders actually have said that they hide a ton as babies. So for the first year or two, it's fine to value security over space, but that once their confidence comes up, ooh, nice hit. They will use all the space you can give them. So we're going to give them enormous cages, lots of features, lots of water available. I think they're going to love it. We handle them a lot, so they don't have a confidence issue. You can see by their feed response they are very food oriented, very exciting species to keep. I love feeding these guys. And I had thawed out some salmon for them to feed them today, but I made the water a little too hot and it cooked slightly. You can't give reptiles cooked food, that can make them sick. So I gave it to my dogs and got some extra mice out instead. But yeah, so salmon, the indigos love fish. I give it to them every couple weeks. I'll give them a big meal of salmon. I also put quail in the rotation, little gerbils, whatever we've got really, they'll eat it. But yeah, so it cooked, had to give it to the dogs, so I'm giving them mice again. They're probably getting bored of mice, but that's okay. Probably in 3 or 4 days when they've digested these little mice, I'll give them some salmon, so that'll make them happy. Yeah, so I will wait for her to swallow that the rest of the way down. It's probably already gone. She's a total savage. And I will give her her seconds. Almost. Try again. There you go. Oh no, she got my tongs. See that, guys? They have very, very strong jaws. It's going to take me a minute to get these free. And she's deep in shed, so she can't see, and I don't want her to hurt her teeth. So I'm just letting her take it all around here. It's probably a good thing to show on a vlog, because this does come up occasionally when you feed snakes. Do you see how that grip she's got on them? She can't see. She doesn't know what she's got. She just smells mouse, knows there's something in her mouth, and she wants to pull and kill it. So I'll just let her move around for a minute. I don't want her to leave the tub. I'm going to zoom out so you can see what's going on better. I don't want her to hurt her teeth again. So I'm not going to tug. I'm not going to rip them out of her mouth. Usually, if you wait long enough and are patient, you'll get a chance where they're adjusting their grip, and you can just gently Ease them away. It's alright. It's alright, Ursula. Oh, she let go. Dropped the mouse even. We get a new grip on that mouse. Ugh, she cut it up pretty good. And she will probably just grab it again. She's in shed, which is why her aim is not great. There she goes. Good girl. Knocked over your hide and everything, but look how fast she eats. And don't worry, most of that substrate does not get swallowed. It kind of works its way out the corners of her mouth as she swallows the mouse down. Look at that. Look how fast she just swallowed that. It's just incredible. She's going to want more, and she doesn't get more, so I'm going to go ahead and close her tub up before she starts lunging at me. There he is. Boom. These indigos are very aggressive, powerful predators. They just do not seem like other snakes, you know. This sounds silly, but it's more like a wolf type of attitude than a typical snake. They are not fearful. They are not prone to run away. You know, these young ones, of course, are much more vulnerable, so they'll behave more like you'd expect a snake. But the adults, though, even in the wild, I've heard, they're not scared, you know. And you know, in their range there in southern Florida, I guess there's not that much for them to be scared of other than people. Maybe large birds of prey, but you know, these indigos can get 7 or 8 feet long. I can't imagine a typical hawk is going to want to carry off something like that. Anyway, so let's get to some ball pythons, shall we? Not interested. Nope, not today. Nope, also don't. Feeding ball pythons this time of year, guys, especially a breeding colony of them, is a crapshoot. This girl, I often have to just drop it in there. She'll eat it on her own time. Double het, ultramel pied. Woo! Missed. Hold on. Rather than reach in there and get myself bit, just gonna offer him another one. And then we'll grab that one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little feeding video. Haven't done one of those in a while, and it's kind of fun. We've got a bunch of things coming up on the vlog. We're going to try and start putting them out more frequently because we've got a bunch of ideas that we want to film. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And until next time, we're the Reptile Barn.